what he's trying to do and what they're trying to say now. Did y'all see? Did y'all see his press secretary stand up on live TV? His press secretary stood up on live TV and tried to play with us in our faces. And what she tried to say is that what's going on with his health and what's going on with his hand is that he's been shaking a lot of hands. They saying he's taking a daily dose of aspirin every day. First and foremost, y'all know if he's taking a daily dose of aspirin. If anybody knows anything about aspirin, you would know that's a blood thinner. Aspirin is pretty much a blood thinner. But if he's in all this great health and all of these health reports keep coming back so great, why is he taking aspirin every day? Because healthy people don't have to take aspirin every day. And usually people who take aspirin every day, have heart problems. So I would like to know, how is it that we sitting here and a lot of people ignoring what's going on with this man's health? And the fact is, basically, the fact that he's taking aspirin every day, and I don't want to hear for pain, I don't want to hear about none of that. And the fact that his hands keep bruising up, he keep going to get MRIs and keep going to the hospital, is a lot of signs of cognitive decline. There's a lot of signs of cognitive decline. And I feel like the Democrats we're gonna talk about the Democrats. The Democrats is making me feel some kind of way, because when it was Joe Biden, everybody had something to say. Within the Democratic Party, when it was Joe Biden, everybody has something to say. Now we watching this man right here on his first year of his second term. He still got 3 more years to go, and we watching his cognitive decline. We watching all of this stuff unfold in front of our face, and those same loud voices are being real silent. However, what they do want to talk about, what the Democrats do want to talk about, is what I'm about to bring up now. The fact that Jasmine Crockett, announced her bid to run for the Senate in Texas. So she announced her bid to run for the Senate in Texas, and the Democrats, here go the Democrats. She announced her bid to run for Senate, and here they already go talking about she could probably win a primary, but she can't go on and win an election in Texas. Why is it that the Democrats always got something to say when it comes to the Democrats, but they don't got nothing to say when it comes to the other side? That's what I'm trying to understand. Why are we coming for Jasmine Crockett? Why are we coming for, when instead of everybody uniting and talking about get behind her, why do we got people within the Democratic Party talking about Jasmine Crockett don't have a chance and she gonna hurt the party by her running for Senate? How y'all, for the people who are here, please explain to me how Jasmine Crockett is gonna hurt any chances of anything when she the loudest voice in the Democratic Party, when she the only one that's willing to stand up and say something, when all of these same people don't want to say nothing about Donald or Sleepy 47, but they want to talk about Jasmine Crockett. That's what they want to talk about. They want to talk about Jasmine Crockett is going to hurt the ticket. Are we serious right now? Jasmine Crockett is the only Democrat that's out here actually saying what needs to be said. So I'm trying to figure out. And then this dude, Ben J. Baby, whatever his name is, Jasmine Crockett is our downfall. No, Jasmine Crockett is the only one that's standing up to this stuff. She's no downfall. It's no downfall by no means. The downfall is the people that don't want to come up and stand up to these other people that won't say what she will say. See, since this whole MAGA movement started, I watched the Republican Party. They want to get behind somebody who will say anything and who wasn't afraid, and he said what the people are thinking, and he would say what nobody else is willing to say that wasn't politically correct. This is why y'all said y'all like Donald. So y'all like Donald because he's unfiltered and he say whatever. This is why people say they like Donald. So explain to me how is it that when the Democrats do it, it's not okay? See, it's okay when they do it, but it's a problem when the Democrats do it. So you want somebody to sit over here and keep on playing these peaceful games and all of this, non-violent, peaceful games on the Democrat side and want to be over here silently not saying nothing about stuff. Then you get somebody like Jasmine Crockett who will come out and say what need to be said. Then y'all want to try to say that she's a part of the problem when this is what y'all said y'all wanted. So now I'm confused. What do y'all want? Do y'all want somebody to actually fight for y'all, or do y'all want somebody to sit on the sidelines and say nothing? Because if we're going to be a Democratic Party, which is the party that I do represent, I'm gonna need for y'all to step up. I'm gonna need for y'all to stop all this extra sideshow stuff and get along and join the program. And we need to get behind our candidates and all that extra stuff about this and that. Y'all was quick to tear down your own people, but y'all don't like to say nothing about the other side. So my whole thing is, I'm gonna need for y'all to the people that's talking, these people that's in Texas, these other people in Texas that got something to say. The fact that y'all saying that she could win a primary. How do y'all feel like she could beat out y'all guy who y'all do want to run, but y'all don't feel like she could beat out their guy? Do y'all not see what just happened in Miami? Do y'all not having to see what just happened in Miami? And Red talk is cheap. Red, what has y'all got done? What has Agent Orange done? You tell me that. However, if y'all see what happened in Miami, they just lost a seat in Miami mayor race. The GOP just lost a seat. You know, they just lost a big election in Miami. The Miami has a woman mayor, the first Democratic mayor in 3 decades. So if she can do it, why can't Jasmine Crockett do the unexpected? Why can't she go on and win the Senate? We already done tried all these other people that's white. Why can't we take the black woman that ain't afraid to say what she got to say? Why can't we get behind her and see what she want to do? And then Red talking about don't answer the question. The question, Red, what are you even talking about? What has your guy done? Jasmine Crockett has been the only one to speak up about what's going on against what this regime is trying to do. Yeah, 22% of the vote turned out for mayor of Miami. Yeah, she won with a plus 22% in Miami. And that's the thing that y'all need to understand. If we stick together, we win. But when y'all start letting all these sideshow people get in y'all head and this outside groups and this money and all these people trying to spend money with these organizations come and spend all this money, like that's what y'all get confused. So I'm starting to feel like y'all being paid to go against y'all own people, because the reality is, why would you not want Jasmine Crockett be the person in Texas? Who else is going to win in Texas? Y'all tell me. And these people like Exodus and Red on top, what has she done? What has y'all got done? I'm not gonna answer no question about what she done, because all she is a representative in the House of Representatives. She voted against all of this corrupt stuff y'all trying to do. She spoke out about all the stuff y'all trying to do. But why y'all don't tell me what y'all got did? Y'all got went up there and did a whole rally about how the economy is doing great. That's what he did. He talked about how great this economy is doing. He talked about how everything is affordable. That's what he went. This man went out on a rally and literally said everything is great. You know, everything is affordable. Everything like he did something. Everything is not great. Everything is not affordable. If y'all don't believe me, go look on the Walmart app. Go look on the Walmart app. Go see how much a 12-pack of soda costs. $7.92. $7.92. It wasn't like that last year. So all this, what has she done? Y'all like to talk about what do Democrats do when they're in the House of Representatives. You tell me, what can they do? Don't y'all got the House majority? Don't y'all have the House majority? Don't y'all have the Senate majority? Don't y'all have the president too? Don't y'all have the Supreme Court? I don't want to hear about what has she done. Why y'all want to talk about what has Jasmine done? What has y'all got done? What has any of the Republicans done? Tell me, what has they done? What have any of the Republicans done that's good? Y'all tell me right now, since y'all keep asking about what Jasmine Crockett did. Jasmine Crockett is the best person to run for the Senate in Texas, because she is the only one that's going to say what needs to be said. She's not going to hold back. She's not going to bite her tongue. And I'm going to support Jasmine Crockett to the end of time. I don't even care if she do lose. I'm still with her. I'm going to go down with the ship. If that's what it is, that's what I'm doing. And then somebody thought he stopped 8 wars. He ain't stopped no wars. He only stopped 1 war that he started. What are y'all talking about? The main wars that he said he was going to start, we almost had a whole 1-year anniversary since him becoming the president. The main wars that he said he was going to start, what happened? The war is still going on in Ukraine. The war is still going on in Israel. So what wars has he stopped? Y'all tell me. I don't want to hear about some wars that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. What's going on with Venezuela right now? Talking about stopping wars, what's going on with Venezuela? It looked like to me that it's about to be another war. So what are y'all talking about? He stopped 8 wars. He didn't. Y'all will fall for anything this man say. Like, the thing is, it's kind of sad, because the reality is this man brain is fried. Y'all know he ain't even know. He's showing all kind of cognitive decline. And for some reason, no matter what he say, y'all must be cognitively impaired or something, because y'all still think that he's doing some great. Y'all still think he's doing something great. And y'all like to talk about what has a a representative done or a senator done? What has y'all party done? What has y'all party done? What has this party of MAGA done? Any good? Tell me anything good they did. Because I don't want to hear no wars got stopped, and I don't want to hear the gas prices low. I want to hear what they did. Because from what I see, when I went to the grocery store today, them prices are up. Them prices are up. They up more than Joe Biden. We can't blame this on Joe Biden no more. Joe Biden hasn't been the president for over a year. Now, I don't want to talk about that right now. I do want to talk about this though. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj coming out talking all this smack about Gavin Newsom and his homosexual and transgender stuff she talking about. I want to talk about Nicki Minaj. Why I want to talk about Nicki Minaj? Because who is she to try to say anything? Because I was there. I was on the stage with Nicki Minaj when she first started. I was there. Nicki Minaj is a fraud. So Nicki Minaj need to go over there and make some more fraudulent music. I don't care if some of y'all like her. I'm not a fan of her. I never have been. If you meet her in person, you'll understand why I say that. She's not a good person. But Nicki Minaj got the nerve to talk about Gavin Newsom is pushing transgender policies and all this stuff. When Nicki Minaj, when she launched her career, if y'all don't believe me, go back to the beginning of her career when she was trying to play this role of she's bisexual role, and she was trying to win over women and men with this whole signing girls, tops with markers and stuff. I was there. So the fact that she trying to talk about the Democrat Party is pushing transgender stuff, she was the one who was pushing it. She was the one who's pushing it. So I would like to know why Nicki Minaj is trying to sit here and support Trump. Oh, I think I know why, because she rich. That's what rich people do. And Winston Churchill said Democrats are Nazis. Winston Churchill, do you know who really are the real those? Go look it up. Go look it up. That's what you do. As I was saying, she was pushing the whole thing about, trends and all this. She was the one who was pushing it. She was calling her babes and her barbs. She wasn't saying that when all them gay people standing in front of her stage, cheering her on. She ain't had nothing to say then. She didn't want to talk about them then when they was out there buying all them tickets to her concert. Now all of a sudden she got a problem with transgender people. All I'm gonna tell y'all is Nicki Minaj is a fraud. I don't care if she hear this. I want her to hear it. She is a fraud. She always been a fraud. I met her in person more than one time. She was a fraud then. She a fraud now. So if you're a Nicki Minaj fan and you hear her talking about take down Gavin Newsom and all that, don't listen to that, because she need to go talk about what's really going on. And that's these files that came out. They want to make documentaries about Diddy, but where's the document about these files that ain't come out yet? That they're trying to redact, that they're hiring all these people to go through and try to redact. Where is that? No, I met her more than one time. Davin Nelson, talking about one time. No, I met her multiple times. You might want to look me up, my boy. As I'm saying, she ain't no good, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, what's going on right now? And I don't got it. You ain't got to be political to see. No, I didn't say I met her once, Davin. I said I met her when she first started. I was on the stage when she first started. I've met her multiple times. I've worked with a lot of celebrities. I'm not going to just say that just to say that. Y'all can go check me out. I work with a lot of celebrities. So long story short, Nicki do need to close her mouth silverback. Nicki need to go sit down somewhere talking about Gavin Newsom. You see, they trying to already come for Gavin Newsom already. We ain't even nowhere close to the general election. They need to get through this primary, is what they need to get through. But instead, they want to talk about Gavin Newsom because they scared. They fear what's happening. They see they keep losing these special elections. They see that the mayor of Miami is a Democrat now. They see it coming. So that thing is, they trying to take down Gavin, and it's people like Nicki Minaj that need to go paint her face or something and do something with herself, because what she on, we're not doing with that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. And somebody said a misunderstanding is not a war, right? And that's what Larry said, and that's what Trump saw. Trump ain't stop. He didn't stop no wars, man. He creating wars. He didn't stop no wars. No wars got stopped since he been in office. Don't fall for the talk. He taking people that he taking these wars that nobody know nothing about, that was already barely any wars, and he's trying to take credit for them, when the reality, what's happening in Venezuela, he don't want to talk about that, and y'all don't want to talk about that neither. And yeah, they fear Jasmine Crockett. They fear Jasmine Crockett. This is why they talk. The Democratic Party need to stop trying to take down their own people, and they need to take a play out of the GOP playbook, and they need to stick together. You know, win, lose, or draw, and that's what they need to do. They need to sit together, win, lose, or draw. Because all of that trying to talk bad about Jasmine Crockett, we not gonna go for that. We not gonna stand for that bad talk about Jasmine Crockett. Because Jasmine Crockett is the most qualified person to run for the Senate in Texas. And if y'all don't believe me, y'all go look it up. She's the most qualified person to run for Senate. And the thing is, if she run for Senate and she lose, so what? So what? Texas is gonna be if she can't win in Texas, nobody else can either. None of these other people in the Democratic Party can't win it if she can't win it. And then this dude keep talking about this Iran, Gaza, Rwanda stuff. Them ain't real wars, man. That's not what no real wars is, man. What you talking about? What happened with Ukraine? What happened with Ukraine? What happened with Israel? That's what I want to hear, Dave Nelson. Tell me what happened to Ukraine and tell me what happened with the Israel war. Tell me why he ain't in the wars that he said he was going to end on day one. Tell me why the grocery prices ain't go down, they went up, that he said he's going to fix. Tell me why affordability is starting to become not a thing. Tell me all of that. Tell me about these wars. Tell me about the war on the poor that they're putting these people. They're trying to take away people EBT and all this stuff, and they ain't even feeding people. Let's talk about the grocery prices right now. Let's talk about the grocery prices. Let's talk about the price of food. Let's talk about the price of housing. Let's talk about insurance prices. I don't want to hear about no gasoline, and I don't want to hear about no wars at the end. I want to hear about what's happening every day to everyday people. Everyday people right now are struggling. That's what I want to talk about. Appreciate your Cruz. That's what that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what's happening for real every day. I don't want to talk about no stock market. I want to talk about people who are out here and they're trying to pay their bills. I want to talk about the cost of electricity and how it has risen and how they add new fees. I want to talk about the healthcare that the resolution that they said they was going to hold a vote for, that y'all know what's happening with that vote right now. The vote for the healthcare is being shot down by the GOP, as we knew it would happen. This is what the whole shutdown was about, because we knew that if we didn't fight for those subsidies and healthcare with the shutdown, they were talking about they was going to hold a vote, but y'all know what was going to happen with the vote. We already knew what was going to happen. So now it's happening. They trying to shoot it down already. Mike Johnson is on his way out, basically. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the only one that's in her party that's calling out these people. That's the only one that's calling them out. And then Dave talking about a big beautiful bill. Dave, what do you know about the big beautiful bill? You tell me what's going to happen with it. You tell me what good is going to come from it. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, how much did the beef go down? That's what Nate Cut said to Dave. How much did the price of beef go down? Let's talk about that. Yes, Ron Grants, you are correct about him being a communist sympathizer. I don't want to say his name because they might restrict my live. And Sharky said, technically, yes, I was born intersex, meaning I'm a man and a woman genetic wise, and I can carry. I mean, what I don't really know what you was talking about. Maybe you said some earlier I didn't see, but long story short, the Democratic Party need to stop being weak. They need to come together. They need to get behind their fighters, which is Gavin Newsom. They need to get behind Jasmine Crockett. I don't know about Kamala no more. She made me feel some kind of way when she talked about Joe Biden. I didn't like that. I don't know if I like her no more. I don't know if I want to support her. I got to think about that one long and hard. However, I will pick her over any one of those Republican people. I will still do that. But the thing is, these people like to talk about things that don't matter. But you know what's funny? When Joe Biden was in office, everybody want to talk about the economy. When Joe Biden was in the office and the Democrats was in the office, everybody want to talk about the economy. And then this dude talking about no tax on tips and all this junk. No tax on tips, but put the tax on the beef. How about that? They're gonna get you either way. If they take no tax on tips, they're gonna get you either way. So the reality is, when it was Joe Biden and when the Democrats had power, everybody wanted to talk about they want to talk about the economy. They want to talk about economics. They want to talk about grocery prices. They want to talk about the price of living. But when it's this guy, they don't want to talk about that. They want to try to give you all this sideshow talk about stuff that don't even matter. All of this stuff they try to say. Then Dave Nelson said, I don't know who Dave Nelson is talking to, but he's talking about somebody don't know S. But Dave Nelson is the one who don't know nothing. Dave Nelson, start watching Fox News, please. You will learn something if you watch this channel. It's other channels too that you need to watch. Ain't nobody utilities went down, Dave Nelson. Stop the cap, bro. I don't want to hear it. Unless you live in another country, your utilities ain't go down. I don't want to hear it. They like to make up. They'll say anything. They want you to believe them over your own self. They want you to believe when they speak on things and they talk about how things are getting better, how things are great. They want you to ignore the data. They want you to take and ignore the data and believe them when they talk about things that's doing good. They want you to believe them. How can we believe y'all when y'all say that the prices are down? You tell me what's down, and I don't want to hear about your utilities down because I know that's not the truth. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Your utilities ain't go down. Because if so, it's other people in this chat. Y'all tell me, did y'all utilities go down? Did anybody else utilities go down? Or is it just Dave Nelson magically got his utilities taken down? Y'all tell me. Maybe he got a smaller house, but ain't no way you can tell me the utilities went down. And I'll talk because our payment. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's saying no. So we know Dave Nelson full of it. And ain't nobody utilities went down at all. That's what I'm saying. That dude, y'all, Winston is a con artist too. And then Dave, I have a huge house. Dave, you might have turned the lights off or something. You might have turned the lights off or something, but ain't no utility prices go down. What about your grocery? Your grocery went down too? Your grocery went down too? And then Naycut said we need to be on the safe side and get a mill to run more like they did. Nah, we don't need. I think I see what you're saying, but a woman just won in Miami in a place that hasn't happened in 30 years. They just got a new mayor in Miami. They just got a new woman in Virginia. We can't say that. We can't say that man is a safe option no more. That's what they want us to believe. Yeah, Dave must got solar or something because Dave full of it. Ain't nobody suffering now. Yes, I live in Florida. I live in a blue state. Ain't nothing going down. Dave, ain't nothing. Dave Nelson, nothing went down. And Minding My Business said no, nothing is down. And then Amsterdam said gas is not down. It's still $5. And gas go up and down and fluctuate. It might be down today, but tomorrow to be back $3.19. I live in Florida. The price go down a little $2.79. Then the next day is $3.19. So you can't take that as a victory and say that the gas is down when it just goes up and down. When y'all keep saying it goes up and down, you can't do that. Like we're not going off of something that's a temporary a thing that's going down, right? So I'm saying, so the reality is the gas price will go down for like a week, and then by next week it'll jump back up. Talk about the grocery though. Talk about the home insurance. Talk about the property tax. Talk about the car insurance. Talk about the medical insurance that's going to go up. Talk about things that really matter. Talk about things that really matter. That's what I want to know. They like to talk about gas prices. Why do y'all keep talking about gas prices? Let's talk about gas prices. Y'all want to talk about it? The president don't have nothing to do with the gas prices. If we got to be realistic, the president don't have nothing to do with the gas prices. So if that's what y'all want to say he did, that was good. That's not him. That's not him. He has a little bit of influence over that. He has nothing to do with that. So what else can y'all give me? Y'all said he ended some wars, which we know is not true. His son is hanging out with Tate, with Andrew Tate. Y'all know what Andrew Tate got convicted of. His other sons are getting rich off of people because they run all kind of cons. They out here taking the people money. They getting richer. That drill baby drill is a hoax. Like, I want to know what y'all talking about. Yeah, somebody said their home insurance went up. Amsterdam said their home insurance went up. And then Silverback said that this paint bring back segregation that strengthened black small business in the 60s. The problem with that is that they'll tear our stuff down like they did in the 60s. They'll tear it down. They can't stand to see people do good. That's not them. They want to take credit for everything. And Dave, what we saying about Hunter? We can talk about Hunter all day, but let's talk about Tate. Let's talk about Andrew Tate. Oh, you don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's talk about Ghislaine Maxwell and what she did. Oh, you probably support her too, don't you? That's what I want to know. Talk about Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's just talk about that. Talk about the Epstein guy. Talk about him. They don't want to talk about the thing about with MAGA, he got these people like to the point to where they don't even believe themselves no more. They don't even believe themselves no more. They can see it with their own eyes, and they still don't believe it. They could go get their light bill right now, and they could say $1,000, and then they mind it to say $200. Yeah, Cruz, you're right. $40 billion to Argentina. They don't like to talk about that neither. They don't like to talk about the all of the stuff that's going on that any other president would have got impeached for, but because they got the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and all of that stuff, they able to get away with it. They don't want to talk about that. They want to keep talking about gas prices because that's the only thing they keep trying to say they got a victory over. But we all know if you go to the grocery store right now, the price of everything is up. Everything is up. And Winston Churchill keep talking about Jews. We don't care about that conversation. You can have a conversation by yourself. Don't nobody hate no Jewish people, but we know who they do hate. We know who they do hate, and we're gonna leave it at that. Yeah, they don't want to talk about the e-files. They don't want to talk about the e-files. They don't like talking about that. They like talking about the stuff they want to talk about because he convinced them. He somehow convinced them to not believe themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like it's bad when you got somebody who tell you that your shirt is blue but your shirt is black and you believe them. This is how delusional these people are. They don't even believe themselves no more. I don't even know like how you wake up in the morning and try to say things are better when you know it's not. Common sense. I don't care if Clinton on the plane. We know what Clinton capable of. We seen the pictures. Who else in the pictures though? Oh, y'all try to say he the one who tried to say he didn't know him, but why he knows pictures? You want to tell me why he knows pictures, but he don't know this guy? See, y'all don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about it. So let me see what this person said. DJ said, "Fuck gas, food going up, way up, and Trump votes acting like it's not true." Right, DJ Ackett. That's what I'm trying to tell them. They keep on talking about some gas price on it when they know everything keep going up, man. Like the reality is, what's happening in this country right now is really un-American. It's unprecedented. This is way worse than the first time he was the president. All this, he's a businessman. He know business, and he'll be great for the president. This is where all of y'all went wrong. See, we don't want no businessman who was born rich into billions of dollars and their parents bailed them out every time they got in trouble. And every time they went bankrupt, people was there to give them more money. We don't want that kind of businessman running our country. If you're going to have a businessman running the country, I want somebody who came from the ground up on their own. I want somebody who did it on their own without the financial backing of their parents that was born as billionaires. And I want somebody who was out here working hard and who got it out the muscle like Jasmine Crockett. That they don't want to talk about it. Did y'all see the vets was lined up in a food bank? Did y'all see that they got people that's vets right now that's lined up in food banks? These people out here fighting for this country and they can't even afford to buy no grocery. That's crazy. People right now are lining up. Some of these same people that voted for him are lining up in these lines right now trying to get food. That's what I'm trying to understand. How can you support a system where people are in military uniforms? They're in military uniforms and they're standing in the line trying to get food too. I want to know how y'all want to explain that to me. But y'all somehow okay still. Because no matter how bad his health is, y'all don't want to, you ain't bring up his health. You still ain't want to talk about Dave Nelson. What's up with your man health since you want to talk about something? Talk about Winston Churchill, you too. Talk about his health. Y'all tell me he healthy. That's what I want y'all to tell me right now. Tell me that man is healthy right now. I don't want to hear no more of the lies. I want y'all to tell me he's healthy and he can make it 4 years. Tell me that this man is physically and emotionally healthy. No, I don't want to hear about Biden, Dave Nelson. I want you to be honest with me right now and be honest with yourself. Is he healthy? Does he have another 3 years in him? Right, Sammy. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about his health, Sammy. You see? Yeah, dementia dying. You hear that, Ryan Grant? That's what Ryan Grant said. Dementia dying. That's right. They do think he's immortal, but I want the people that's saying right now, the MAGA people, please tell me that y'all believe that he has 3 more years in him. Tell me that his health is good. Tell me, reassure us that he's going to wake up and he's going to be able to be in his right mind and right physical strength for the next 3 years. And then there it goes. He said, "Yep." He said, "Yep." I don't know what Dave Nelson is saying. Yep, too. If he really think that, this man fall asleep every time the TV come on. He can't stay woke. He can't stay woke. And here goes the the people talking about Ice knows where y'all are. Like, come on, man. Like that's the thing too, man. Like y'all are so like racist and so like it's so sad for y'all. I feel sad for y'all because y'all parents should have taught y'all better, but they taught y'all worse. That's why I feel sad for y'all. Yeah, Silverback, that's correct. He's unfit to hold an office. He's not healthy. They talked about Joe Biden health, but tell me that this guy's healthy. They see the people that's in here, these antagonizers that I have in the chat right now. They don't want to talk about his health. They don't want to talk about the grocery prices, and they don't want to talk about his health. They don't want to talk about the e-files. You see how they brainwash. You see how they got these people somehow to talk about what they want them to talk about. And the problem with that is because they watch this news and they watch the same kind of news. They watch Fox News and Newsmax and CNN, and they listen to people like Van Jones with his, y'all know his, I ain't gonna call him, but what I want to call him because my chat might get cut, but y'all know what I feel about him. But the reality is that's what y'all want to, that's what y'all want to do. Yes, right, Cruz. Joe do look better. Even though Joe Biden has cancer, stage 4 cancer, he looks better than this man. He had looked like he got a better chance than me. To me, like he got a better chance. And the thing is, they don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about the talking points that see the thing about the GOP and the Republican Party and what MAGA is good at doing. What they are good at doing is they're good at getting people to listen to small talking points. They take a couple small talking points and they say it over and over and over and over and over and over until these people believe it. And they want us to believe it. They want us to take ourselves and believe it. They want us to believe these talking points because they say if you ever watch Fox, if you ever watch Newsmax, and then you go turn on CNN, they all be saying the same exact lines as the other network. And what they're doing is they having little meetings or something because they're having the same talking points and they talk about it so much. And this is what their whole strategy has been. Their whole strategy has been talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, and people will believe it. Even if it's not true, they know that they can brainwash these people by saying it over and over and over and over. So they say it enough to where these people start believing it. That's the sad part. Y'all believe this stuff, man. Y'all believe this stuff that y'all hear on these networks that have no credibility. And then as soon as somebody do have credibility, their guy, you know, Sleepy Don, what he likes to do is he like to go after him. He try to sue him and he try to go do all of this stuff and he try to make sure they can't say nothing about him. And that's what he do. That's what y'all do. That's how y'all party operate. That's how y'all party operate. So the reality is, and I don't know what's going on with MS now / MSNBC, what it used to. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. I don't know what they got going on. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I got a feeling that somebody bought them out and tried to hush them up. That's what I got a feeling. But as I was saying, this is what these people like to talk about. Yeah, they said tell lies over and over and they will believe. That's what they believe. That's what they believe. And then you get these people like, did y'all see that his I can't think of that chick name, the White House spokesperson, how somebody from her family got detained by ICE and somehow magically they home. They home now. They magically they get out, you know. And then there was somebody else that voted for this guy, and somebody else voted for this guy, and his wife is still sitting in there. 4 months later, she's still being detained. See what I'm saying? So when it's they people, they safe. When it's his wife, that's an immigrant herself with a fake visa, safe. They safe. But when Caroline Levitt, that's what her name is. It's funny when it's her people, they can get them out. That's what I don't understand. I don't understand how these people are so brainwashed to believe these people over their own brains. Like it's like somebody, you know, telling you that red is orange. Like how does this happen? And then here we go talk about Biden again. Dave Nelson wants to talk. Biden let 20 million unvetted into the country. That's what they like to talk about. I keep hearing them say the same little stuff that they hear on Fox News. The reality is Joe Biden ain't the president. He's been going out the presidency office for over a year. Y'all guys in charge now. Let's talk about what kind of job he's doing. We don't want to talk about Joe Biden no more. That's old news. We want to talk about the new news. That's what we want to talk about. And they like to talk about Biden. They like to keep on talking about Biden, but Biden ain't the president. They like to talk about Obama. Obama not the president. They like to talk about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton ain't the president. Y'all guy is. The guy that can't stop falling asleep. The sleepy man. He that's who it is. So y'all don't want to talk about the horrible job that he's doing. Y'all don't want to talk about the layoffs and the job market and all of the unemployment and the numbers that y'all trying to hide. Y'all don't want to talk the fact that y'all don't want to talk about the fact that Jeremy Powell, the Fed chair head, came out and had to reduce interest rates again because he said things ain't looking good. They don't want to talk about that. They what they want to talk about is the talking points that they watch on Fox News. They sit there and hear Fox News say this stuff. Every anchor that come on and say the same thing, and that's why they so brainwashed. That's what they want to talk about, but they don't want to talk about the real issues. They don't want to talk about it. And it was Trump shut down, by the way. It was not the Democrat shut down. The reason why the Democrats were standing firm was because they was trying to save people health care. That y'all keep saying y'all got a plan, but y'all ain't never had no plan from the start. All of this, we got a plan, we got a plan. They don't have a plan. They don't have a plan. That's the sad part. That's the sad part. Y'all don't have a plan. And y'all okay with it because somehow they convince y'all to believe yourselves and not believe yourselves. They convince y'all to believe them over yourselves. That's the problem. So for the people that's in this chat, that's MAGA, we're going to invite y'all to join this side, the left side. We're going to invite y'all just like they do at the church. We're going to invite y'all to join the right side of this fight. Y'all got a lot of fighting y'all, but y'all fighting for the wrong side. Y'all fighting for the wrong side. So we're going to invite y'all. I'm going to follow y'all. Dave Nelson, I'm going to send you a follow. You ain't got to follow me back if you don't want to, but I'm going to send you a follow. I'm going to send all of y'all, Churchill, and all of y'all. Churchill already sound like you from Carolina somewhere, but I'm going to send all of y'all an invite. And for everybody in here, I'm going to send everybody an invite. And I'm going to follow y'all because the thing is, I'm going to invite y'all to come to the right side. With all of this fighting and energy, see, Martin Taylor Greene used to be like y'all. Martin Taylor Greene used to be just like y'all. Something happened. Something happened. Something clicked. So if Martin Taylor Greene can change, I believe y'all can change. So part of what we're doing is we trying to unite the American people instead of letting people go on and on the way they've been going on. We are here to try to unite people and bring people together. I know y'all been brainwashed, but this is an anecdote. Come over here. Dave Nelson said, "Do not follow me." Come on, Dave Nelson. Come over here, man. Like, don't be acting like that, man. You know that you need some education. We need to educate you. We need to help you. We need to help you, Winston Churchill. We need to help y'all because y'all need help. Somebody got to tell y'all. See, the first part of that is y'all in denial. Y'all are in denial. The problem is y'all can't accept what's going on. Then Dave Nelson said, "I agree with the Charlie Kirk assassination." Dave Nelson, I don't believe none of that even happened. So I don't believe none of it happened. So I don't believe the other thing that happened, the thing that was staged right before the election, when a few people said it was a guy on the roof and said that he was, doing stuff. I don't believe none of that. That's all fake. It's all staged. Do you want me to believe something that's staged? I can't believe it. I seen better movies on TV. I seen a better movie on BET Plus and on Tubi TV. I feel bad for y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I feel bad for y'all. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Minding my business, say it right, not true. Stage. All of that stuff is staged. That's all distractions. It's not real. None of it happened. Vince said, "LOL brainwash. I've been a Republican since the 80s. You can't change my beliefs." Vince, this is what you gotta understand, Vince. This is not the Republican Party. It's no Republican Party no more. It's a MAGA party and is a Democrat party. It's no party of what you thought it was. The Republican Party that you once represented is not here anymore. They're gone. They don't exist no more. So either you're gonna be MAGA or you're gonna be a Democrat. You can't be a Republican no more. It ain't no Republicans. It's no such thing as a Republican. Either you're gonna be MAGA or you're gonna be left. That's it. Nah, he didn't die. I don't believe he died. I don't believe it. He's not dead. Nobody died. All of that stuff was fake. It's all fake. Just like the guy that was in the stands at the rally. What happened to his funeral? What happened to the funeral? What happened to the evidence? What happened to autopsies? Where's his autopsy at? I want to see some proof. They like to talk about proof is in the pudding, but where's the pudding? I would like to see it. I want to see some proof that stuff that happened and people went missing and people was unalived. I want some proof of it. So until I see some proof, I'm not gonna believe it. I'm not gonna believe it until I see some proof. So that's where I'm at on that. However, as I was saying, we see the thing about the people that's in here, the people that's people like myself and minding my business, and a few other people in this chat as well. If y'all stand with me, make sure y'all send me some kind of, let me know y'all on my side with what I'm trying to explain to these people. We are not delusional. That's the thing. We not delusional. We think for ourselves. We don't let people tell us lies and keep on telling us lies. Well, y'all know my live got restricted per usual, but I'm gonna keep talking for a little bit longer. We believe in ourselves enough to not believe the lies. You know what I'm saying? We believe in ourselves. I heard about what happened at Brown University, and I noticed they didn't say no suspect names. They just saying a suspect. They didn't release enough information, which makes me feel like y'all know when they don't say names and they don't release enough information. Y'all know what kind of people did it. Y'all know what kind of people did it. Guitar player said, "Yep, Biden is sharp as a tack." Biden is sharp as a tack. He way sharper than the other guy. I can tell you that much. So for the people that are able to think for themselves, and for the people who are able to have their own brains, this is the people who I stand with. People that can't believe what's in front of their face, I can't stand with those kind of people. They don't even believe it's nothing you could tell them. All we can do is try to educate them and get them to come to the side, because this is supposed to be the United States, but these people don't want to unite. People like Dave Nelson don't want to unite. You know, they want to be separated. I bet Dave Nelson wants to have his old community back. He wants to make America great again. Is what Dave Nelson want to do. We don't want to do that. We want to go forward. Me and people like me and Cruz, we want to go forward. We don't want to go back. So all that stuff that y'all got going on, try to say little racist stuff and try to do little stuff and talk about this. We not with that. And NY Giants said, "Save our country, vote red." We already voted red. How can you say the country about voted something that we already voted, and they have all of the power? They're not saved. Ain't nothing being saved. Nothing's being saved. No. When I say going back to, these people want to go back to like when segregation, and they want to go back to when they had their own stores, and they want to go back to a time where the colored people had to use the black people had to use their own water fountain, and we had to go to our own restaurants. This is what these people want. The kind of people that support this kind of movement, that's what they want. And NY Giants talking about the border is closed. The border ain't closed. You could close the border all you want. People still coming over by plane. People coming by planes, man. The border was never a problem. They just used that as a talking point, and y'all fell for it. That's why I try to empathize with people who have been brainwashed. I try to tell y'all the first step to healing yourselves is to go find some help. Go find some help. You know, go get some therapy. Listen to people like me and these people that's here that know what's going on. Yeah, you're right. SC9 online, SC909 said who was going back to those things. That's what Dave Nelson will want. Dave Nelson and Winston Churchill and these people in the chat, that's what they want. They want to go back to a time to where they had everything and we had nothing. That's what they want. That's what they want. This is what they're rooting for. That's the kind of stuff that they believe. They believe that that's where America forefathers and the United States and all of that. That's what they believe. You know what I'm saying? That's what they believe in. They believe in hate. That's what that group is. That's what that group is. That's what it is. So all we can do is try to help these people and try to get them on this other side to get back over here. But a lot of times, these people, they already so far gone. But my goal is to try to, help them out. I believe that Dave Nelson could be saved because I believe in God. Dave Nelson, you can be saved. You could be saved, man. You can. All you got to do is stop being delusional and listen to some of these people in here and understand that we're trying to tell you that is a way to be saved, because the way you're going right now, you're going down the wrong path. Going down the wrong path, man. And I'm the kind of person that if I see you going down the wrong path, I'm gonna try to help you. And then Trent said the Dems are racist. Trent, explain to me why the Dems are racist. Explain to me how. Explain to me how the Dems are racist, but MAGA isn't. You tell me that. You tell me how that worked. Yeah, right. Mind your business. Tell Dave Nelson. Open his mind. Because they so closed minded and they so like they've been brainwashed, man. Like it's sad. Their parents ain't teaching better, you know? Their parents didn't teach them better. Like you gotta it starts at the top. We gotta blame their parents for this stuff, man. A lot of these people who are hatred type of people, who are evil people, it come from the top. It come from the top. It come from their houses. This is what they're being taught in their house. This is stuff they've been taught their whole life. This is what's happened. They've been taught this stuff their whole life. You know what I mean? So the reason why this stuff resonates with them because people who were raised that way, this is what they want. This is what they've been raised to see happening. They looking for this whole uprising and this is what it's the same thing when you think about these kids over in like North Korea, they're trained a certain way to believe a certain way. So this is how they see America. They see America the way that they were trained to see America. You understand? So this is the same way Dave Nelson, who's saying keep my parents out of the mouth. This is the same way these people like Dave Nelson and Winston Churchill and these other people. This is taught in their house. They're not born like this. They're not born like this. So people who have that much hatred and all of this stuff towards the other people who selfish and can't see but beyond themselves, these are the kind of people that were raised. They was raised this way. So this is why I talk to them. This is why I waste time talking to them because I believe that we could try to save them. I don't know if we can. A lot of them are so far gone, but we still gonna try because that's who we are. That's what Democrats do. That's what the left do. But y'all know, it was great. It was great for all the people that chimed in today. Follow me. I'll follow y'all back. Because they already restricted my life, so you already know how that go. It happens every time I start speaking the truth. They like to restrict my lives every time. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but they don't want to hear the truth at this point. Real political, real as it get. Make sure y'all stay following me. As I was saying, y'all know what's going on. Um,